Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. This simple truth can change your life if you take it to heart. Think about it. Every small decision you make, every habit you build, every challenge you face, it all shapes the person you become. But the question is, are you shaping yourself into the best version of you? In this video, we're going to dive deep into what it takes to grow into the person you know you can be. We're talking real, practical steps to build confidence. Stay disciplined, handle fear, and push forward, even when life feels heavy. If you've ever felt like there's more you can do, more you can achieve, this is the message you need to hear. Stick with me, because your best self is waiting. Let's find it together. Number 1, believe in yourself. The first thing you need to understand if you want to become the best version of yourself is that you've got to believe in yourself. This might sound simple, but it's the foundation of everything. Without belief in yourself, you won't take the steps needed to move forward. You can listen to all the advice you want, but if you don't believe in your own potential, it doesn't matter. No one can believe in you more than you believe in yourself. It's not about waiting for someone to give you permission. You don't need anyone's approval. The truth is, you have everything you need inside of you to succeed. It's just a matter of whether you truly believe that. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel like you can't do it. But self-belief is a choice. It's something you have to choose every single day. And let me tell you, when you truly believe in yourself, that's when you start to take action. That's when the magic happens. You'll start showing up for yourself in ways you never have before, and that's when everything starts to shift. But belief alone isn't enough. You've got to take control and master self-discipline. You've got dreams, you've got goals. But here's the thing, dreams without action are just wishes. If you want something, you've got to be willing to put in the work every single day. Self-discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's easy to start, but the real challenge is sticking with it when things get tough. Self-discipline means doing the right thing every day, even when you don't feel like it. I'm sure you've heard this before. Success isn't about doing something once and being done. It's about doing it consistently. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. It's the ability to make yourself do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. And let me tell you, the results are worth it. When you get this right, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine. Now you're going to face fear. It's a natural part of life. Everyone feels it. But you can't let fear control you. You can't let fear dictate your future. You've got to face it, stare it down, and push through. Fear is just a signal that you're growing. If you're not feeling scared sometimes, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, fear will show up. But that's okay. Fear means you're doing something new, something that's going to help you grow. You can't let it stop you. When you face your fears, that's when you prove to yourself just how strong you really are. And every time you do it, you become more confident, more capable, and more unstoppable. Another key to becoming your best self is to develop emotional intelligence. Life is going to test you. There will be challenges that try to knock you off course, and how you respond to those challenges is what will determine your success. Emotional intelligence is all about understanding your emotions, controlling them, and managing them in a way that helps you stay calm under pressure. When you learn to control your emotions, you don't let them control you. You're able to make decisions without letting your feelings cloud your judgment. You can navigate stressful situations with a level head. This is a skill that takes practice, but once you get it, it changes everything. You stop reacting impulsively and start responding thoughtfully. When you manage your emotions, you gain control of your life. Now let's talk about pursuing excellence. Excellence is not something that happens by accident. It's a habit. It's something you choose to go after every single day. Excellence means you're constantly trying to improve, constantly seeking to be better than you were yesterday. It's easy to settle for good enough. But if you want to become the best version of yourself, you can't do that. You've got to raise the bar for yourself. The pursuit of excellence never ends. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about making excellence a part of everything you do. When you make that decision to pursue excellence, you don't just do it when it's easy. You do it when it's hard. You do it when no one's watching. Excellence is about showing up every single day and giving your best, no matter the circumstances. But you're going to fail, and that's okay. Failure is part of the process. In fact, failure is where the lessons are. Every time you fail, you learn something valuable. Failure teaches you what didn't work and shows you a better way. It's not the end, it's just a step along the way. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learn from them. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. The most successful people are the ones who've failed the most because they've learned the most. Failure is feedback, not defeat. It's a necessary part of the journey towards success. In this journey, you also need to learn to say no. I know it's hard, especially when you want to please everyone. But if you say yes to everything, you're going to spread yourself too thin. Your time is valuable, and you've got to protect it. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your goals. Saying no isn't selfish. It's self-care. It's about prioritizing the things that matter most. When you say no, you create space for the things that will help you grow. You're saying, I'm going to protect my time and focus on what's going to get me closer to my goals. So learn to say no. It's one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Patience is another key to success. You're not going to see results overnight. Success doesn't happen in a day, a week, or even a month. You've got to be patient with yourself and trust the process. Stay consistent. Stay committed. Even when you don't see immediate results, keep going. The work you put in today will pay off in the future. Don't be discouraged by the slow progress. Everything worth having takes time. Stay patient, stay focused, and keep putting in the work. The results will come. You'll look back and see how far you've come, and it will be worth every ounce of effort. Another important piece is integrity. Integrity is about doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. It's about being honest with yourself and others, no matter the situation. When you live with integrity, you build trust. People will respect you because they know you're someone who can be relied upon. Living with integrity also means sticking to your values, no matter what. It's about staying true to yourself. If you compromise your integrity, you compromise your future. So live with integrity. Make sure that your actions match your values. That's how you build a life you can be proud of. And finally, keep going. Even when it's tough, keep going. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be days when it seems like nothing is working. But this is where most people give up. This is where the real winners separate themselves from the rest. The toughest times often lead to the greatest breakthroughs. Push through the hard moments. Keep going, even when you feel like it's not worth it. The struggle is part of the journey, and when you keep going, even when it's hard, you'll find that success is waiting on the other side. Number 2, master self-discipline to truly succeed and become the best version of yourself. You have to master self-discipline. It's one of the most important qualities you can develop. You see, self-discipline is the key that unlocks your potential. Without it, you can have all the talent in the world, but you won't get very far. Self-discipline is what keeps you moving forward when you don't feel like it. It's what helps you stay on track when the world around you is full of distractions. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, when everything is falling into place. But the real test of self-discipline comes when things get tough. When things aren't going the way you want them to, that's when you need to rely on self-discipline the most. That's when you need to push yourself harder. Because the easy path won't get you where you want to go. Self-discipline isn't about being perfect. It's not about being the most organized person on the planet. It's about making a commitment to yourself and sticking to it. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about showing up, day after day, and doing the work, no matter what. When you develop self-discipline, you take control of your life. You stop letting emotions or external circumstances dictate your actions. Instead, you make decisions based on your long-term goals, not your short-term feelings. For example, you might not always feel like getting up early to work on your goals, but self-discipline means you do it anyway, because you know it's what's best for you in the long run. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have the willpower to be disciplined. Here's the truth. Self-discipline is not about willpower. It's about building habits. When you create a habit, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it anymore because it's just something you do. The more you practice self-discipline, the easier it becomes. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one thing you know you need to improve and focus on that. Maybe it's getting up earlier, eating healthier, or working on your goals for just an hour every day. Whatever it is, commit to it and stick to it. At first it will feel tough. You'll want to quit, but keep going. That's how you build self-discipline. By doing it even when it's hard. And over time, that one small change will become part of your routine. One of the most important aspects of self-discipline is setting clear, specific goals. When you don't have clear goals, it's easy to get distracted. You'll find yourself jumping from one thing to the next, without ever really accomplishing anything. But when you know exactly what you're working towards, it gives you focus. It gives you direction. And that makes it a lot easier to stay disciplined. Because you always know why you're doing what you're doing. Set goals that are meaningful to you, goals that excite you, goals that will help you grow. When you have something worth working for, it's easier to stay disciplined. But remember, it's not just about setting goals. It's about taking action every single day. If you don't take action, those goals are just dreams. Self-discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Another important piece of self-discipline is time management. Time is your most valuable asset, and how you use it determines your success. When you're disciplined with your time, you get more done in less time. But when you waste time or let it slip away, you're wasting your future. Plan your day and stick to that plan. Prioritize the most important tasks and make sure you're spending your time on things that will help you reach your goals. And don't let distractions take you off course. With all the noise in the world today, social media, emails, text messages, it's easy to get sidetracked. But self-discipline means staying focused on the task at hand and saying no to distractions. If you're working on something important, shut out the noise. Turn off your phone, close the apps, and give that task your full attention. The more focused you are, the more you can accomplish. Self-discipline also means taking care of your mind and body. If you're not healthy, it's going to be much harder to stay disciplined. So make sure you're eating well, exercising, and getting enough rest. A healthy body fuels a healthy mind, and a healthy mind is a powerful tool when it comes to self-discipline. You might think that self-discipline means you have to be hard on yourself, but that's not the case. Self-discipline is about being kind to yourself too. It's about recognizing when you need a break and giving yourself the time you need to recharge. Taking care of yourself doesn't mean slacking off. It means maintaining balance so that you can keep going over the long haul. If you push yourself too hard without taking care of your well-being, you'll burn out. So find that balance between hard work and self-care. And don't forget to celebrate your progress. Every time you achieve something, no matter how small, take a moment to recognize it. This will motivate you to keep going and help you stay disciplined. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen overnight. But remember, self-discipline is about consistency, not perfection. Keep going and celebrate every step forward. Another important aspect of mastering self-discipline is accountability. It's easy to let yourself off the hook when you're the only one holding yourself accountable. But when you tell someone else about your goals or progress, it adds another layer of commitment. Find someone who can support you, someone who will check in on you and remind you to stay disciplined. It doesn't matter if it's a friend, a mentor, or a coach. Having someone to keep you accountable will help you stay on track. Lastly, know that self-discipline isn't something that happens overnight. It's a lifelong journey. You won't always be disciplined, and that's okay. The key is to never give up. If you slip up, don't beat yourself up about it. Just get back on track and keep moving forward. Success is about progress, not perfection. Every day you stay disciplined is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Mastering self-discipline won't happen overnight. But if you stay committed, if you keep showing up day after day, you will see the results. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about doing the work consistently, making small improvements every day, and being patient with the process. Self-discipline is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful, and it's the tool you need to unlock your potential and achieve the life you want. Number 3, overcome fear and self-doubt. Fear and self-doubt are some of the biggest obstacles we face in life. They hold us back from becoming who we're meant to be. They whisper things like, "What if I fail?" or "I'm not good enough." But here's the truth. These feelings are normal. Everyone experiences fear and self-doubt at some point. What matters is how you respond to them. Fear isn't something to run away from. It's something to face. When you avoid fear, it grows. It becomes bigger and stronger, and it controls your actions. But when you face it head on, you take back control. Fear only has as much power as you give it. So instead of letting fear stop you, use it as a signal. Fear often shows up when you're about to grow, when you're about to step out of your comfort zone. It's not there to stop you. It's there to remind you that you're doing something important. Let's talk about self-doubt. That voice in your head that tells you you're not smart enough or you're not capable. You know the one. It's persistent, isn't it? But here's something to remember. Self-doubt is a liar. It thrives on insecurity and feeds on your fears. The more attention you give it, the louder it gets. But self-doubt doesn't define you. Your actions do. The best way to silence self-doubt is to take action, even when you don't feel ready. Action creates confidence, and confidence silences doubt. Think about this. How many times have you doubted yourself, only to prove yourself wrong later? How many times have you worried you weren't capable, only to realize you could handle it? You've overcome challenges before. You've faced difficulties and come out stronger. So why would this time be any different? You already have the strength to overcome fear and self-doubt. You just need to remind yourself of that. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is to break it down. Often fear feels overwhelming because we see it as this big, looming thing. But when you take a closer look, you realize it's not as big as you thought. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? What's the worst that could happen? Most of the time, the worst case scenario isn't as bad as it seems. And even if it does happen, you're strong enough to handle it. When you break fear into smaller pieces, it becomes more manageable. It loses its grip on you. Another way to tackle fear is by focusing on the present moment. Fear often comes from worrying about the future, about things that haven't even happened yet. But when you focus on the here and now, fear has less room to grow. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? Even the smallest step can make a big difference. It's not about conquering fear all at once. It's about taking one step at a time. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Fear and self-doubt often grow in isolation. When you're alone with your thoughts, it's easy to spiral into negativity. But when you're around supportive people, their belief in you can help you believe in yourself. They'll remind you of your strengths and push you to keep going, even when you're scared. So seek out those people. Share your fears with them. Let them encourage you. Remember that failure isn't something to fear. It's something to learn from. Everyone fails at some point. It's part of the process. Failure doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're trying, and trying is what leads to growth. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as a stepping stone to success. So don't let the fear of failure hold you back. Instead, see it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Practice self-compassion. Often we're our own worst critics. We're quick to point out our flaws and mistakes, but slow to recognize our strengths. Be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel fear and self-doubt. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But don't let those feelings define you. Treat yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you'd offer to a friend. One powerful tool to overcome fear and self-doubt is visualization. Picture yourself succeeding. See yourself achieving your goals, overcoming challenges, and becoming the person you want to be. Visualization isn't just about daydreaming. It's about training your mind to believe in your abilities. When you can see yourself succeeding in your mind, it becomes easier to take the actions needed to succeed in real life. Take time to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem. Every time you face a fear or push through self-doubt, that's a victory. Acknowledge it. Celebrate it. These small wins add up over time and build your confidence. They remind you that you're capable of more than you think. Lastly, remember that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. You don't have to wait until you feel fearless to move forward. You just have to take that first step. The more you face your fears, the less power they have over you. The more you push through self-doubt, the more confident you become. Fear and self-doubt are part of the journey, but they don't have to control your life. You have the power to overcome them. You have the strength to face them head on and come out stronger on the other side. So don't let fear and self-doubt hold you back. Take that first step. Keep moving forward. You're capable of more than you realize. And the only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't. Believe that you can, and you will. Number 4, develop emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the most important skills you can develop. It's the ability to understand and manage your emotions, while also understanding the emotions of others. This isn't something you're just born with. It's something you can work on. And when you do, it can change your life. Emotional intelligence helps you handle stress, improve relationships, and make better decisions. It's the foundation for personal and professional growth. The first step in developing emotional intelligence is becoming aware of your emotions. Many people go through life reacting to their feelings without stopping to understand them. They feel angry, sad, or stressed, but don't take the time to ask why. Start by paying attention to how you feel throughout the day. Are you irritated when you're stuck in traffic? Do you feel anxious before a big meeting? Do you feel happy when you spend time with certain people? Notice these emotions without judgment. Awareness is the first step toward control. Once you're aware of your emotions, the next step is understanding them. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? If you're angry, what triggered it? Was it something someone said? Or maybe it's frustration over something you can't control. Dig deeper into your feelings instead of brushing them aside. Emotions are like signals. They're trying to tell you something. The more you understand these signals, the better you can respond to them. Managing your emotions is where emotional intelligence really makes a difference. Life is full of challenges, and you won't always feel calm and collected. But learning how to regulate your emotions will help you stay in control, instead of letting your emotions control you. For example, when you're feeling stressed, take a moment to breathe deeply. This simple act can calm your nervous system and help you think more clearly. When you're angry, pause before reacting. Give yourself a moment to cool down so you don't say or do something you'll regret. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about choosing how to respond to them. Empathy is another key part of emotional intelligence. It's about understanding and sharing the feelings of others. When someone is upset, take the time to listen to them. Put yourself in their shoes and imagine how they might be feeling. Empathy helps you connect with people on a deeper level, and it strengthens relationships. It's not about fixing their problems. It's about being there for them and showing that you care. Communication is closely tied to emotional intelligence. The way you express yourself has a big impact on how others perceive you. When you communicate, be clear and honest, but also respectful. Share your feelings without blaming or attacking others. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try saying, "I feel unheard, and I'd like us to work on our communication." This approach focuses on how you feel without putting the other person on the defensive. Conflict is a part of life, but emotional intelligence can help you handle it better. When disagreements arise, approach them with an open mind. Instead of trying to prove you're right, focus on finding a solution that works for both sides. Stay calm and listen to the other person's perspective. Even if you don't agree, acknowledge their feelings. Resolving conflict isn't about winning. It's about maintaining respect and understanding. Self-motivation is another benefit of emotional intelligence. When you understand your emotions, you can use them to drive you forward instead of holding you back. For example, if you feel frustrated, channel that energy into solving the problem instead of dwelling on it. If you feel excited about a goal, let that excitement fuel your actions. Emotional intelligence helps you turn your feelings into a source of motivation rather than a roadblock. One of the biggest challenges in developing emotional intelligence is dealing with negative emotions. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by anger, sadness, or frustration. But these feelings don't have to control you. Acknowledge them, but don't let them define you. For example, if you're feeling disappointed after a setback, remind yourself that failure is part of growth. Use it as a learning experience, instead of letting it discourage you. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to develop emotional intelligence. When you focus on the things you're grateful for, it shifts your perspective. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you start noticing what's right. Gratitude helps you manage stress, improve your mood, and build stronger relationships. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. It could be something as simple as a kind word from a friend or a beautiful sunset. Gratitude changes the way you see the world and helps you approach life with a more positive mindset. Developing emotional intelligence takes time and effort, but it's worth it. Start small. Practice being more aware of your emotions. Take a deep breath before reacting to stress. Listen more carefully to the people around you. Over time, these small steps will lead to big changes. Emotional intelligence isn't something you master overnight. It's a lifelong journey. But with every step you take, you'll become better at understanding yourself and others. When you develop emotional intelligence, you don't just improve your own life, you also make a positive impact on the lives of those around you. You build stronger connections, handle challenges with grace, and inspire others through your actions. It's one of the most valuable skills you can have, and it's something anyone can learn. So take that first step. Pay attention to your emotions. Listen to others with empathy. Choose your responses wisely. With practice, you can develop emotional intelligence and use it to create a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Number 5. Never stop pursuing excellence. Excellence is not a destination, it's a way of living. It's about choosing to do your best every day, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Excellence doesn't mean perfection. It means striving to grow, to improve, and to give your best effort in everything you take on. It's not about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. The first step to pursuing excellence is to adopt the mindset that growth is a lifelong process. You never truly arrive because there's always something more to learn and areas to improve. Life is full of opportunities to develop new skills, expand your knowledge, and challenge yourself. The moment you stop trying to grow is the moment you start to stagnate. Choose to see every day as a chance to get better. Start by setting high standards for yourself. Think about how you approach your work, your relationships, and your goals. Are you doing the bare minimum, or are you putting in real effort? Excellence requires that you go beyond what's expected. If you're working on a project, aim to make it the best you can. If you're spending time with family or friends, be fully present and give them your attention. If you're pursuing a goal, commit to it wholeheartedly. High standards push you to rise above mediocrity. Excellence is also about paying attention to the details. The little things you do or don't do matter. Whether it's the way you communicate, how you organize your time, or how you treat people, small actions add up. For example, being punctual shows respect for others' time, and staying organized helps you be more productive. Excellence is built on these seemingly small habits. They reflect your character and your commitment to doing things well. To pursue excellence, you need discipline. It's easy to do something well when you feel motivated, but discipline is what keeps you consistent when motivation fades. Discipline means sticking to your commitments, even when it's hard. If you've decided to work out 3 times a week, show up for every session, even when you're tired. If you've promised to meet a deadline, follow through, even if it means making sacrifices. Excellence doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of consistent effort over time. Another key to pursuing excellence is to focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism can be paralyzing because it makes you afraid to take risks or make mistakes. But mistakes are part of growth. Every time you try and fail, you learn something new. Excellence isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and using it to improve. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep moving forward. Excellence requires resilience. Life is full of challenges, and you will face setbacks. You might fail an exam, lose a job, or struggle to achieve a goal, but resilience is what allows you to bounce back and keep going. When you face a setback, don't let it discourage you. Instead, use it as an opportunity to reflect and grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Resilience turns obstacles into stepping stones. One of the most important aspects of excellence is having a sense of purpose. When you have a clear reason for why you're doing something, it's easier to stay committed. Think about what drives you. Maybe it's providing a better future for your family, making a difference in your community, or achieving a personal dream. Whatever it is, keep that purpose in mind. It will give you the strength to keep going, even when the journey gets tough. Excellence also requires humility. No matter how skilled or knowledgeable you become, there's always room to grow. Be open to feedback from others, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Surround yourself with people who inspire you and push you to do better. Learn from their strengths and experiences. Excellence isn't about doing it all on your own. It's about being willing to learn and grow with others. Time management is another critical part of pursuing excellence. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how you use them makes the difference. Prioritize the things that matter most. Eliminate distractions that take you away from your goals. Set aside time for learning, planning, and reflecting. When you manage your time well, you can focus your energy on what truly matters and make the most of every opportunity. Finally, excellence is about consistency. It's not about doing something great once and then stopping. It's about showing up and giving your best effort every day. Whether it's your work, your relationships, or your personal development, consistency is what builds momentum. Over time, these small, consistent efforts lead to big results. Excellence isn't a one-time achievement. It's a daily choice. When you pursue excellence, you inspire others to do the same. Your actions set an example for those around you. Whether it's your colleagues, your friends, or your family, they see the effort you put into your life. and it encourages them to raise their own standards. Excellence creates a ripple effect that can impact your community and beyond. Remember, pursuing excellence is a journey, not a destination. It's about striving to be the best version of yourself every day. It's about choosing growth over comfort, progress over perfection, and resilience over discouragement. Commit to the process, and you'll find that the pursuit of excellence brings not only success, but also fulfillment and purpose. Keep pushing forward, and never stop striving to be your best. Number 6, learn from your failures. Failures can be tough, no doubt about it. They leave us feeling disappointed, frustrated, or even a little embarrassed. But here's something important to understand. Failure is not the end of the road. In fact, failure can be one of the most powerful tools for personal growth, if you're willing to learn from it. The first step to learning from failure is to change how you see it. Most people look at failure as a dead end, something to avoid at all costs. But if you think about it, failure is simply feedback. It's life's way of telling you, this didn't work, so let's try another way. Instead of seeing failure as a sign that you're not good enough, look at it as a lesson. Every failure carries valuable insights, but you have to be open to finding them. One way to start learning from failure is by asking yourself the right questions. After a setback, take a moment to reflect. Ask what went wrong. What could I have done differently? What can I do better next time? These questions shift your focus from blame to solutions. Instead of getting stuck in frustration, you're looking for ways to improve. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about being honest with yourself so you can grow. Think about a time in your life when you failed at something. Maybe it was a project at work, a relationship, or a personal goal you didn't achieve. Now think about what you learned from that experience. Did it teach you a new skill? Did it show you an area where you needed to improve? Did it make you stronger or more resilient? Every failure comes with a lesson, but it's up to you to find it. Another key to learning from failure is to take responsibility. It's easy to blame others or make excuses, but that doesn't help you grow. When you own your mistakes, you give yourself the power to change. For example, if you missed a deadline because you didn't manage your time well, take responsibility for that. Acknowledge where you went wrong, and then make a plan to do better next time. Taking responsibility is not about feeling guilty. It's about taking control of your own growth. Failure also teaches us resilience. Life doesn't always go as planned, and setbacks are a part of the journey. The question is, how do you respond when things don't go your way? Do you give up, or do you pick yourself up and try again? Resilience is about bouncing back and not letting failure define you. Every time you get back up after a failure, you become stronger. You prove to yourself that you can handle challenges and keep moving forward. One of the biggest fears people have about failure is what others will think. We worry about being judged or looked down on. But here's the truth. Everyone fails. It's a universal experience. The most successful people in the world have failed. Often, many times, what sets them apart is not that they avoided failure. It's that they didn't let it stop them. They used their failures as stepping stones to success. Think about someone you admire, whether it's a leader, an athlete, or an artist. Chances are their path to success was filled with failures. But they didn't quit. They learned from their mistakes, adjusted their approach, and kept going. That's the mindset you need to develop. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a necessary part of the process. Failure also has a way of teaching us humility. When everything is going well, it's easy to feel like you have it all figured out. But failure reminds us that we're human, that we don't know everything, and that there's always room to grow. This humility is what keeps us open to learning. It helps us listen to feedback, seek advice, and stay curious. Humility doesn't make you weak, it makes you adaptable and open to change. Another important lesson from failure is the importance of perseverance. Success is rarely a straight line, it's a series of ups and downs, and failure is just one part of the journey. The people who achieve great things are the ones who keep going. Even when it's hard, they understand that every setback is temporary, and that persistence pays off. If you can stay committed to your goals, even when you face obstacles, you'll eventually see progress. Failure also teaches us to be patient with ourselves. Growth takes time. You're not going to get everything right on the first try, and that's okay. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and to learn at your own pace. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Remember, failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a step on the path to becoming better. One of the best things you can do after a failure is to take action. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Once you've reflected on what went wrong and what you've learned, make a plan and move forward. Even small steps can make a big difference. Action builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. The more you try, the more you'll learn and the closer you'll get to your goals. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support you. Failure can feel isolating, but you don't have to go through it alone. Share your experiences with trusted friends, family, or mentors. They can offer encouragement, advice, and a fresh perspective. Sometimes just talking about your struggles can make them feel more manageable. Remember, everyone fails, and the people who care about you will understand. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. It shows that you're trying, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks. Playing it safe might keep you from failing, but it also keeps you from growing. Failure is a sign that you're pushing yourself to do more, to be more. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you forward. The most important thing to remember about failure is that it's not final. It's just one chapter in your story. You have the power to write the next chapter, to take what you've learned and use it to create a better outcome. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. So the next time you face a setback, take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's okay. Reflect on what happened, take responsibility, and look for the lesson. Use it as an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to move closer to your goals. Failure is not something to fear, it's something to learn from. And when you do, you'll find that it's not a roadblock, but a stepping stone on the path to success. Number 7, learn to say no. Saying no is one of the most underrated skills when it comes to personal growth and becoming the best version of yourself. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Yet for many of us, saying no can feel uncomfortable or even impossible. We worry about disappointing others, missing out on opportunities, or being seen as selfish. But learning to say no isn't about shutting people out. It's about protecting your time, energy, and priorities, so you can focus on what truly matters. The first step to learning to say no is understanding why it's important. Your time and energy are limited. You can't do everything, and you certainly can't please everyone. Every time you say yes to something, you're also saying no to something else. For example, if you agree to take on extra work you don't have time for, you're saying no to rest, family time, or personal goals. By learning to say no to the things that don't align with your values or priorities, you create space for the things that do. One of the biggest challenges people face is the fear of upsetting others. You might worry that saying no will make you seem unkind or unhelpful. But the truth is, saying no respectfully doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you honest and clear about your boundaries. People who truly care about you will respect your decision. It's not about rejecting others. It's about choosing what's best for you while being respectful in how you communicate. Saying no starts with clarity. You need to be clear about your goals, priorities, and limits. Take a moment to think about what's most important to you. What are your top priorities right now? Maybe it's advancing your career, spending time with your family, or working on your health. Once you're clear about what matters most, it becomes easier to recognize when something doesn't align with your goals. That clarity gives you the confidence to say no without feeling guilty. Practice is key when it comes to learning to say no. Start with small situations. For example, if someone asks you to join a project you're not interested in, or attend an event you don't have time for, politely decline. You don't need to give a long explanation. A simple, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now," is enough. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with setting boundaries. It's also important to remember that saying no doesn't mean you're closing the door forever. It just means you're choosing not to take on something at this moment. You can always revisit the opportunity later if it aligns with your priorities. For example, if someone asks you to collaborate on a project but you're already stretched thin, you can say, "I really appreciate the offer, but I'm focusing on other commitments right now. Let's reconnect in the future." Learning to say no is also about listening to your instincts. Sometimes you'll get a feeling that something isn't right for you. Trust that feeling. If you're hesitant about saying yes, take a moment to pause and think. Ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Is this the best use of my time and energy? If the answer is no, Honor that. Trusting your instincts helps you make decisions that are true to yourself. Another challenge is dealing with people who don't take no for an answer. Some people might try to push you or make you feel guilty. In those situations, stay firm but polite. You don't need to argue or explain yourself endlessly. Repeat your decision calmly and confidently. For example, if someone insists you attend an event you've declined, you can say, "I understand it's important to you, but I've made my decision and I can't make it this time." Staying calm and firm shows that you mean what you say. Saying no is also about valuing your time. Time is one of the most precious resources you have. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. Think about how you're spending your time right now. Are you using it in ways that bring you closer to your goals, or are you filling it with commitments that don't truly matter to you? By saying no to things that don't serve your purpose, you free up time to focus on what does. It's okay to put yourself first sometimes. This doesn't mean being selfish. It means recognizing that your well-being and goals are important. When you say yes to everything, you risk overloading yourself and burning out. By saying no, you're setting healthy boundaries that protect your energy and mental health. You're giving yourself the space to grow, learn, and thrive. One of the most empowering aspects of learning to say no is the freedom it gives you. When you stop trying to please everyone, you feel lighter. You're no longer weighed down by commitments that don't serve you. Instead, you have the time and energy to focus on what truly matters. You can pursue your passions, spend quality time with loved ones, and work toward your dreams without feeling stretched too thin. It's also important to acknowledge that saying no is not always easy. You might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to saying yes all the time. But like any skill, it gets easier with practice. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. Over time, you'll realize that saying no doesn't make you less kind or helpful. It makes you more intentional and focused. As you learn to say no, you'll notice a positive shift in your life. You'll feel more in control of your time and energy. You'll be able to focus on the things that truly matter to you, without feeling overwhelmed by unnecessary commitments. And most importantly, you'll be taking a big step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Learning to say no is not about rejecting others. It's about choosing yourself. It's about honoring your goals, protecting your time, and prioritizing your well-being. It's a skill that takes courage and practice, but the rewards are worth it. When you learn to say no, you're not just setting boundaries. You're creating a life that's aligned with your values and purpose. Number 8, stay patient. Patience is one of the most powerful tools you can develop in your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. In a world that's so focused on instant results, it can feel hard to slow down and wait for things to unfold. But patience is what allows you to grow, learn, and truly achieve the things that matter. It's not about sitting back and doing nothing. It's about staying calm and consistent, even when progress feels slow. The first step to staying patient is understanding that success takes time. Whether it's building a career, improving your health, or strengthening relationships, meaningful change doesn't happen overnight. Think about planting a seed. You can water it and give it sunlight, but you can't force it to grow faster. It needs time to develop roots, to sprout, and eventually bloom. Your goals and dreams are no different. They need consistent effort, care, and most importantly, time. One reason many people struggle with patience is that they focus too much on the end result and not enough on the process. They want the rewards, but don't enjoy the journey. The truth is, the process is where the real growth happens. When you're patient, you allow yourself to learn from every step, even the challenging ones. You develop skills, build character, and gain experiences that prepare you for what's ahead. The journey itself is what shapes you. Staying patient also means managing your expectations. It's easy to look around and compare yourself to others who seem to have it all figured out. But what you don't see is the time and effort they've put in to get there. Everyone has their own timeline, and yours is unique to you. Instead of comparing, focus on your own progress. Celebrate the small wins along the way, and remind yourself that every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Another important aspect of patience is learning to deal with setbacks. Life won't always go the way you planned, and that's okay. Setbacks aren't failures. They're opportunities to learn and grow. When something doesn't work out, take a step back and reflect. What can you do differently next time? How can you improve? Patience allows you to see setbacks as temporary and keeps you focused on the bigger picture. One of the best ways to stay patient is to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. When you have a big goal, it can feel overwhelming, especially if it seems far away. But when you break it down, you can focus on one step at a time. Each step you complete brings you closer to your goal, and that sense of progress keeps you motivated. For example, if you're trying to get healthier, don't expect to transform overnight. Start with small changes like drinking more water or adding a daily walk to your routine. Over time, those small steps add up. Patience is also about trusting the process. You may not see immediate results, but that doesn't mean your efforts are wasted. Growth often happens behind the scenes, where you can't see it. For example, when you're learning a new skill, it might feel frustrating at first. You might make mistakes or struggle to understand. But with consistent effort and time, you'll notice improvement. Trust that your hard work will pay off, even if it takes longer than you'd like. It's important to remember that patience isn't just about waiting, it's about how you wait. Are you waiting with frustration and doubt, or are you staying hopeful and persistent? Your mindset makes all the difference. When you approach life with a patient and positive attitude, you're more likely to stay motivated and less likely to give up. Instead of focusing on what hasn't happened yet, focus on what you can do right now. One of the challenges of staying patient is dealing with uncertainty. You might wonder, what if it doesn't work out? What if I'm wasting my time? These thoughts are natural, but they don't have to control you. Instead of worrying about the future, focus on the present. Ask yourself, what's the next step I can take today? When you focus on what you can control, it's easier to stay calm and patient. Patience also involves being kind to yourself. Sometimes we're our own worst critics. We expect ourselves to achieve everything quickly and perfectly, and when we don't, we get frustrated. But growth takes time, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. Instead of being hard on yourself, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that you're doing your best, and that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Another way to develop patience is to practice gratitude. When you're focused on what you don't have yet, it's easy to feel impatient. But when you take a moment to appreciate what you do have, it shifts your perspective. Gratitude helps you see how far you've already come and reminds you of the good things in your life right now. This mindset makes it easier to stay patient as you work toward your goals. Patience isn't always easy, but it's worth it. It teaches you resilience, strengthens your character, and helps you appreciate the journey. When you stay patient, you give yourself the space to grow and improve without rushing the process. You learn to trust yourself and the effort you're putting in. And most importantly, you set yourself up for lasting success, not just quick wins. Staying patient doesn't mean you're settling or giving up. It means you're committed to the long game. It means you're willing to put in the time and effort to create something meaningful and lasting. So take a deep breath, stay focused, and keep going. Trust that the seeds you're planting today will grow into something amazing. Your patience will pay off, and you'll look back and be glad you stayed the course. Number 9. Live with integrity. One of the first steps to living with integrity is identifying your core values. What matters most to you? Is it honesty, kindness, respect, or hard work? When you know your values, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with them. For example, if honesty is important to you, you'll avoid lying or misleading others, even in difficult situations. If respect is a core value, you'll treat others with dignity no matter how they treat you. Integrity is also about keeping your promises. When you say you're going to do something, follow through. Whether it's a promise you made to a friend, a family member, or yourself. Keeping your word shows that you're reliable and trustworthy. People will know they can count on you. And more importantly, you'll know you can count on yourself. Breaking promises, even small ones, can chip away at your self-respect and your relationships. Another important part of living with integrity is taking responsibility for your actions. No one is perfect, and there will be times when you make mistakes. What matters is how you handle those mistakes. Do you own up to them, or do you try to make excuses or shift the blame? Taking responsibility shows maturity and strength. It's not always easy, but it's always the right thing to do. When you take responsibility, you learn from your mistakes and grow as a person. Integrity also means standing up for what's right, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular. There will be times when you're faced with situations that challenge your values. Maybe it's a decision at work that feels unfair, or a situation where someone is being treated poorly. In those moments, it's important to listen to your conscience and act in a way that reflects your principles. Standing up for what's right takes courage, but it strengthens your character and shows others what you stand for. Living with integrity requires consistency. It's not something you turn on and off depending on the situation. True integrity means being the same person in all areas of your life. At work, at home, with friends, and even when you're alone. If you're kind and respectful in one setting but not in another, people will notice, and you'll feel the disconnect within yourself. Consistency creates alignment between who you are and how you live, and that alignment brings a sense of peace and confidence. One of the challenges of living with integrity is dealing with external pressures. There will be times when others try to convince you to compromise your values. Maybe it's a shortcut that seems tempting or a situation where being dishonest feels easier. In those moments, remind yourself of the bigger picture. Short-term gains that come at the cost of your integrity aren't worth it. Staying true to your values may be harder in the moment, but it will always pay off in the long run. Living with integrity also means being honest with yourself. It's easy to make excuses or rationalize behaviors that don't align with your values. But deep down, you know when something doesn't feel right. Take the time to reflect on your actions and decisions. Are they in line with who you want to be? If not, what changes can you make? Being honest with yourself is the foundation of personal growth and self-respect. Integrity is also about how you treat others. Are you kind, fair, and respectful, even when it's not convenient? Do you show compassion and understanding, even when you don't agree with someone? Treating others with integrity builds strong relationships and creates a positive impact on the people around you. It also sets an example for others to follow. One of the benefits of living with integrity is the sense of self-respect it brings. When you know you're living in alignment with your values, you feel confident and grounded. You don't have to worry about keeping up appearances or remembering what you said to whom, because your actions and words are consistent. This authenticity allows you to live with freedom and peace of mind. Integrity also strengthens your relationships. People are drawn to those who are honest, reliable, and consistent. When you live with integrity, you build trust with others, and trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues, your integrity will create deeper and more meaningful connections. Another key aspect of integrity is practicing humility. Living with integrity doesn't mean thinking you're better than others or always being right. It means being open to feedback, willing to admit when you're wrong, and continuously striving to improve. Humility shows strength and earns respect from others. Living with integrity is a choice you make every day. It's about the small decisions as much as the big ones. How you speak to someone, how you handle challenges, how you spend your time. Each decision is an opportunity to align your actions with your values. Over time, these choices add up and define who you are. Integrity isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic and striving to do what's right, even when it's hard. It's about building a life you're proud of and becoming someone you respect. When you live with integrity, you not only improve your own life, but also inspire those around you to do the same. It's a ripple effect that creates a positive impact far beyond yourself. At the end of the day, living with integrity is about staying true to who you are and what you believe in. It's about making choices that align with your values, even when it's difficult. When you live with integrity, you build a strong foundation for success, happiness, and fulfillment. You become someone who others admire and trust, and most importantly, you become someone you're proud to be. Number 10. Keep going, even when it's tough. Life isn't always smooth. There will be times when things don't go your way, when challenges seem overwhelming, and when progress feels slow. In these moments, the key is to keep going. Pushing forward when things are tough is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's not about never facing difficulties. It's about how you handle them. When life gets hard, it's important to remind yourself why you started. Think back to your goals and dreams. What inspired you to begin this journey? Reconnecting with your purpose can give you the energy to keep moving forward. Maybe it's the desire to provide for your family, to reach a personal milestone, or to make a difference in the world. Whatever it is, let that reason be the fire that keeps you going. Tough times are often a test of your strength and determination. They challenge you to grow in ways you didn't think possible. Think about it. How many times have you faced something difficult in the past and come out stronger on the other side? That's the beauty of challenges. They shape you, teach you, and prepare you for what's ahead. Remember, every obstacle you overcome adds to your resilience. One of the biggest mistakes people make during tough times is focusing too much on the problem and not enough on the solution. It's easy to get caught up in what's going wrong, but that won't help you move forward. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do about this? Shifting your focus to actionable steps helps you regain control. Even small actions can create momentum. It might be making a phone call, asking for advice, or just taking the next logical step. The key is to keep moving. Another important lesson is to be kind to yourself during difficult times. It's easy to get frustrated when things aren't going your way, but beating yourself up won't help. Instead, remind yourself that it's okay to struggle. Everyone does. What matters is that you're trying. Take care of your mental and physical health. Eat well, get enough rest, and talk to someone you trust. A clear mind and a healthy body will help you handle challenges better. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is also crucial when times are tough. The right people can lift you up, encourage you, and remind you of your strengths. Don't be afraid to lean on your support system, whether it's family, friends, or mentors. Sometimes just talking about what you're going through can bring clarity and relief. And if you don't have a strong support system, it's never too late to build one. Look for people who inspire you and who share your values. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the big picture. That's why it's important to break things down into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on what you can do today. Maybe it's just one task, one decision, or one step in the right direction. Small victories add up over time, and before you know it, you'll have made significant progress. It's also important to stay adaptable. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and that's okay. Being able to adjust your approach doesn't mean you're giving up on your goal. It means you're smart enough to find a better way. Think of challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Ask yourself, what is this situation teaching me? When you approach difficulties with curiosity and a willingness to adapt, they become less intimidating. Patience is another key ingredient in persevering through tough times. Progress doesn't always happen as quickly as we'd like, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Trust the process. Just because you can't see immediate results doesn't mean your efforts are in vain. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't see the growth right away, but with time and care, those seeds will turn into something amazing. Gratitude can also help you keep going when things are tough. It might sound strange, but taking a moment to appreciate what's going well in your life can shift your perspective. Even in the hardest times, there's always something to be grateful for. A supportive friend, a lesson learned, or simply the fact that you have the strength to keep trying. Gratitude reminds you that not everything is going wrong and that better days are ahead. It's important to remind yourself that tough times are temporary. No matter how hard things feel right now, they won't last forever. Life is full of ups and downs, and just as the tough times come, they also go. Hold on to the belief that better days are ahead. This mindset can give you the strength to push through even the most challenging situations. Remember, perseverance isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, trying your best, and refusing to quit. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or even defeated. On those days, take a moment to rest if you need to, but don't stop. Get back up and keep going. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Finally, celebrate your progress along the way. Acknowledge the effort you're putting in and the steps you've taken. Even small wins deserve recognition. Celebrating your progress reminds you of how far you've come and gives you the motivation to keep going. Life will always have its challenges, but how you face them defines who you are. Keep pushing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. You have the strength to overcome whatever comes your way, and every step you take brings you closer to the person you want to become. Stay determined, stay focused, and remember, you're capable of far more than you think. As we come to the end, remember this: the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. The only thing standing between you and becoming the best version of yourself is your decision to act and stay committed. You have everything inside you to create the life you want. You just need to take that first step and keep going, one day at a time. So what's your next move? What action will you take today to move closer to your goals? Don't wait for tomorrow. Your future is built on what you do right now. Keep pushing, keep growing, and don't let anything hold you back. Thank you for watching, and remember, the journey to becoming the best version of yourself is worth every step. You've got this.